certain amount of time. So for us, you know, most of the customers that you're going to interact with, we keep our hair in for about a month or longer if we're wearing a protective style, unless you're wearing a wig or something like that. But for with any type of protective style that you're wearing, you need to take care of your hair underneath, right? Because when you, I know for a lot of us, we put our wig on, I put our extensions on, like I have braids, and you know, they look good. I'm not worried about my hair right now from a, you know, visual standpoint. But if I don't use something on my hair while it's in this style, when I take my braids down, my hair's going to be brittle, it's going to be dry, it's going to be, you know, kind of split ends and damaged. So that's why we created protective styles. Every item in here is something that you can use while you're wearing your hair. Braids, wig hair, and there are different regimens. And I think they're, yeah, if you open this, I think the regimens are in here. Let me see. If they're not, then they're on the website. Yeah, these are, yeah, so we have wig hair. We have a regimen for wig care, like if you're wearing the wig, these are the products that the customer will buy to take home and take care of her hair while she's wearing the wig or while she's wearing that protective style. For weave care, braids, ponytails, and people that are transitioning from chemicals to natural. A lot of them wear protective styles because you have those two different textures of hair. And you know, both of them need to be conditioned and moisturized. So using this protective style line is perfect for that. And we also have lace front wigs. So all these terms here, I'm sure you guys are familiar with because your customers are, you know, wearing these styles. And so in the protective styles line, of course, we have a shampoo. And if you notice, all of the items in protective styles, except for the conditioner, have these nozzles where you can get in between and go right to the scalp, because that's where the issues are, you know, with people that wear their hair in these protective styles. A lot of times, when you're shampooing your hair, like if I have braids, and I do have braids, and I want to shampoo my hair, I use the applicator tip to just put the product on my scalp, you know, after my hair is wet. So this way I'm not disturbing the rest of my braids, and I don't have to worry about my hair sliding out, and the style will still keep, you know, stay in long. Also, the good thing about the protective styles is when you take your protective style out, you can still use these products on your own hair. And so now that I have my hair braided, this is a product that would be used every day. It's a daily moisturizing conditioning spray. So even if you have a wig, you take your wig off and spray this on, condition your hair. While my hair is braided, I can use this. You know, while it's weaved, the hair that's out, I can use this. The ingredients are bamboo, biotin, and basil. So bamboo is the strongest plant on earth. Did you know that? Mm-hmm. It is. It's very strong. And so some of those fibers are in this product because a lot of, you know, times when you have a protective style, you get your sequel being braided, so you're pulling the strands, and so this helps reinforce the strands so you're not getting a lot of breakage and damage. Then we have the growth oil, which you can use daily, you know, to keep your scalp conditioned and avoid a lot of dryness, and great to use around your hairline as well to strengthen that area. We have the Restern Serum, which is a serum that you can use nightly. It's really good if you wear a wig. You can use this every night. Just put it on and take your wig off, and then, you know, braid your hair back up. If it's braided under the wig, you just put this in between the parts. But the main thing about this line is that it protects your hair while you're wearing a protective style. These two are my favorite, especially this one is the Ditch the Itch, because you know, you see a lot of us going like this, so that's because the scalp is irritated, it's itching. A lot of it comes from, you know, just when you're, you know, adding pressure on the scalp from pulling, it irritates your skin, and you know, it starts to cause itching. And so this helps a lot with that. And then we have the dry gel shampoo, which is another reason why hair is itching, because it's dirty. So you can clean your hair while you're wearing a protective style. You can just put this dry gel shampoo in between your parts, because most of the perspiration and the product buildup is at the scalp, you know, at the root of your hair. So this works really well for that. So this collection has everything you need. Of course, we have some vitamins. You know, of course, internally is the best way to strengthen or, you know, take care of your hair and your skin. And we have the bamboo, biotin, and basil styling definer cream. Actually, it's a curl activator, and so it does just what it says: activates your curl. If you want to wear your hair out, if you have a weave that's, you know, curly Talia Wavy, you can use this as well. And last but not least is the edge control. So we all know what this one is for, right? To hold down your hairline. So that's what the Protective Styles does. And it's just good if you can communicate that to people, because a lot of people don't know that they need this. They just know they wear wigs, they wear braids, they wear, extensions, but there's not anything on the market that really addresses taking care of your hair while you're in a protective style. So this is the whole collection that works perfectly for that. And yeah, and so then our next collection, the newest one, just gonna go through this one here because these have been around, so I'm probably a little more familiar with these. But the Apple and Aloe is our latest collection, and this is our, I like to call it the millennial line, whatever that means for young people, yeah, Gen Z or Gen Y, that's her. So she's gonna be telling y'all what to do, what to buy. But yeah, so we have the curly laxer, which works well with wavy hair, like her curls. This will work well for you because it's light.
Okay.
You can also use the gel too. Anybody can use the gel because we all love gel. We like to slick our hair back, and no flaking, no dryness, no and they have no parabens and no harmful ingredients in them. And they smell great. So, the first thing, what I love about this collection is that when people smell it, they're sold. What's even better is that when you take it home and you use it, you're gonna buy some more because it really works. So it doesn't just smell good, it really works. And we have the apple cider conditioner. Well, this is a deep conditioner. We have the shampoo. And green apple is another well, aloe for strengthening and conditioning, but green apple has some properties in it that strengthen your hair as well too. So the apple cider conditioner, shampoo, leave-in conditioner, deep conditioner, then we have the leave-in conditioner. So this is really like for people that wear their hair curls, or they embrace their curls. For 4C hair, are you familiar with the different textures of hair? 4C is like this tighter, coilier, curlier, kinkier hair texture. You would use the detangler, not the detangler, the definer, because it's a lot thicker, it's a cream. So curly, kinky hair needs a cream to really stretch out, weigh down the hair and stretch out the curls. So you would use the definer. So these are really the only 3 items that someone would really need. Right? And so this is what you switch out. If your hair is like, what's your name? Karina. You switch that out with the curl elixir.
Because that one is heavy. Yeah.
Right, that one is heavy.
Okay.
This one you switch out with this, right? And for someone with even finer hair, you might want to use the gel, switch it out with the gel. So it's always these 2 items and a styling item. Okay,
yeah,
and that's the regimen for people that use the apple aloe collection. That's the
because you use Revlon like that, right?
Revlon and it's like this, yeah. Excuse me.
Is it gel?
No, it's cream, but it's like I use the Revlon.
Yeah, that's a lot lighter. You see when you touch it, it's a lot lighter.
Yes.
This one is heavier, so this would be for like my hair. My hair's really coarse, yeah. So I would use this, and it defines your curls, gives a nice shine, conditioning. And what I love about all of my products is that they actually do what they say they're gonna do. Yep, so any questions?
Are there any questions on protective styles?
Let's
Any
talk
questions?
about Fro Baby.
No, not yet,
Right,
not
not yet.
yet.
That's the new one, right?
Not yet. In October, we're gonna come down and
Yeah,
do.
we're gonna wait till you
We're gonna
present
come
it,
down
and
and
we're
we're
gonna
gonna do a meeting, and we're gonna have we'll schedule in and do a meeting with Fro Babies. Danya's gone already? Danya?
I don't know.
Yeah, we'll
She's here?
set it up we'll set it up through Danya. We'll come down, cause he's gonna bring that in and
She's
he's
still
gotta
here.
set it up, so. But right now, our concern is, protective styles. Any
Yeah.
questions about protective styles, especially concerning the bamboo? Cause she made a very, very strong point about it and what it actually is used for, and why people should be using it. I mean, they should be using it. If they're wearing a wig or weave, they should be using it. Maybe if you wear a baseball cap, you should be using it. Some of those guys, some guys should be using it. But, I mean, some of us getting kind of thin up in here, we should be using it. But is there any questions about it? Because it's very important that you know what you're selling when you're selling it to the international market. The one question I have then, let me ask this question. As it pertains to the Caribbean market, okay, how does protective styles fit in with what's happening right now? Let's say per se Jamaica, because you've been there recently, so you saw a lot. What could be used for? What could be some of the uses in Jamaica that you see right now with some of the styles?
Well, I've seen a combination of both. I see a lot of opportunity for apple aloe because there are a lot of women there that are natural. And I also saw a lot of opportunity for protective styles. And not just with braids, but wigs, weaves. I saw a lot of wigs though. Wigs are hot right now,
They're
right?
real hot.
I mean, you know, we wear wigs, we can switch your hair up like this. You don't have to worry about sitting in your chair 4 or 5 hours to get it done. And, you know, but it's just the same thing. People don't know that they should be giving their hair some attention while they have, you know, these extensions in their hair or these, they're wearing a wig or weave. A lot of times, and the one other thing that I like about protective styles is the ingredient basil. Because basil is an antiseptic, you know, and a lot of times if you're not really shampooing it, you need something that's going to, you know, keep the bacteria out of your hair, you know, off of your scalp. But people have to be told that, they have to be educated. So that's one of the things that we're going to be doing too. We're going to be visiting some of these
All
places.
these with the protective line, they are to stay on. There is any specific one that need to be rinsed out?
The
or-
shampoo, just the shampoo, and the shampoo, that's it.
The shampoo, but then we talk about the dry gel shampoo,
The dry
you just
gel-
apply and you leave it on, you leave it in.
No, the dry gel shampoo you do take out, so what you do is you take and, open it because it's like a gel, so it doesn't drip, so, yeah. You just take it and, so you take a damp cloth, and then you take it and just put it on your scalp, just put that right on your scalp and see how it sits, so it stays put. Until you know, take the damp cloth and just kinda clean that area.
Oh,
Yeah, and that's
Okay.
it, just a damp cloth. You don't have to rinse it out or anything.
No rinse it out.
Because you're really trying to kinda just cleaning your scalp, you know? You can smell, it smells really good too. Yeah, so I did see a lot of opportunity for braiding, for natural hair, but in reference to the braiding and the wigs and weaves, the education about protective styles is definitely needed. So I know that people will buy it if they know that this product is for while you're wearing your hair like this.
Now, with that, now, you touched on something else that I think is very important, and that was the bamboo. What,
Strengthening.
that's what I wanna know. What I wanna know is so that when they go to talk to their customers that are looking, that have an issue when they take that wig off, they take their braids down, what should they actually use in that protective styles? Or how should they
That's a
have
good
used
point.
it prior to it?
Yeah, and I was just getting ready to say that. That's
Okay.
another one. And one of the regimens for braiding, we have that in there, what is it, the restoring serum. Because before you get your hair, before you have your hair braided, it's good to use these products because of the bamboo. It's gonna strengthen it, because when you get your hair braided, you got the pulling, you're getting a weave, you know, you have that pulling, so that helps strengthen your hair, and it doesn't hurt either to have the people that's gonna braid your hair to know what they're doing, because they shouldn't be pulling your hair out. But, I mean, the aspect is there when you have your hair braided. So it's good to use it before, during, and after you take it out.
Okay. Any questions? Sam, I know you got one, I'm sure. We're not in your element, you're not in your element yet. We got you, we got you shut up, we done shut you up.
Shut me up too.
And you know, it's good too to tell your customers to even put these near the wigs in the stores. And now all beauty supply stores have a wig section. A lot of times it's bigger than the product section. So if they can put, you know, protective styles like right in that area, they know that it's for, you know, wigs.
okay.
So we probably would wanna ask like what areas do you guys cover? 'Cause I don't think everybody covers the same area, right? In terms of selling, like where your customers based, or You know, which countries are you selling to as an individual?
For me, I have more domestic.
Domestic,
Domestic?
oh, okay, here.
Domestic? Sam, are you?
I'm domestic,
Okay.
and I do a lot in Trinidad and Grenada.
Oh, okay. Are they wearing a lot of braids and wigs over there? I've been in one of those places.
Braids and wigs,
Okay.
a lot. And I haven't sold entire collections to people. I hadn't thought in those terms, so this is a good, it's a good idea, a good opportunity, and to know exactly what it's for, it helps.
Mhm.
And that's it. She didn't look at me once. She said a 4C, that's a number for my hat.
Oh Lord, here we go.
But that's okay, I was just learning.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to be quiet to learn something.
International.
You're internet, what part of it?
I mean, I deal with all of like, I would say Colombia, Venezuela, I mean, Dominican Republic.
Haiti,
Haiti,
Haiti.
the Caribbean islands.
okay.
And I do the Caribbean, Central, and South America.
Okay.
Okay, so we've got a variety here.
Mm-hmm, good variety.
And how has it been in those areas with protective styles as sales rep?
Central and South? No.
None, right?
No.
Has it been opportunity for you to actually try
Yes,
to
but
push
it's
it?
not one of the lines is moving for Hispanic people.
Okay.
Oh, okay, you do mostly Hispanic.
But I moved some of the line in Angola.
Oh, Angola, okay. Mhm. What do they normally use, the Spanish?
The Spanish they use for curly hair. They use now. I can start to introduce more those.
Right,
Because
apple and aloe, they will love that because it has a, it's very simple, 1, 2, 3, shampoo, leave-in conditioner, and your styling cream.
Yeah,
That's it, that's what you use.
especially the which one you mentioned to me. You know, the light.
The difference,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah. Mhm.
between the different curl,
Yeah.
products and the curl textures. And where you are, so you see a lot of braids and wigs and weaves.
Right, I've introduced it, but I haven't really had much people to want to reorder. But the original line I'm okay with for some of my customers.
Okay. So when you, did you, tell the the customer what it's for? Do
Yeah, I
they know what
introduced
it's
it to
for?
them, yeah.
Okay.
That's everybody? So the next thing will be, sampling to those customers. Or if we're explaining it to them, they're not, we're not getting a response. Sometimes the experience of using the product is much different, you know what I'm saying? So is there opportunities for us to sample the product? Maybe we send a box to 1 or 2 of your big customers, or a box to 1 of your 2 big customers, of the actual lines that work for their market, and we can segment it in that way. And we think we actually know we'll get a better response because we do a lot of sampling. From years we've been sampling. That's pretty much work. We just came from Jamaica with sampling, and that boosted sales as well. So one of the things that we like to do as a company is be able to not only just sell the product in, but we want to be able to assist you guys in selling it in, but also be able to come behind you and support whatever your customers that you have. So, in fact, when you send in an order, we want to be able to send the boxes a sample. If we have to set it up as an item or whatever, we want to be able to send a box of samples along with the order, or send samples as an initiation to get those customers to make purchases. I mean, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, the sample helps.
Some do that.
Okay. So what we'll do is, I'd love to get everybody's individual name, so we can make connections. In South America, we can build out the regiments that we want to sell to your customers, and the regiments we want to sell to your customers, so on and so forth. I mean, domestic is pretty much, we can sell multiple brands to domestic. But once we do that, we'll be able to, target customers, and then we'll be able to make sample boxes that we can send down to you guys to initiate more. And that gives you help. That just helps you to be able to sell the product even better. It just makes it more easier for you. So that's what we'll love to do, get your emails and your names, and you know, I kind of jotted down where we sell it at, where you guys sell it, but you know, let's try to focus on, you know, initiating some of the brands that are fit for your market, and you know, getting the samples down to those customers so we can start to gain sales on those particular collections.
Okay, we'll get that from Catley. Catley will get us that information for each one of the salespersons, and we'll be able to send samples throughout there. You also let us know where you want them to go, or if you want it to come right here as well. So we'll have to know that as well. Okay?
I think for follow-up, it's better to send over here so we can add to their orders and ship together.
Cool.
So
cool.
the South can follow up with, you know, their customers.
Okay.
Did you receive it? How did it go? You know, and therefore.
Yeah. So as a company, we want to be able to support you guys and help you actually, you know, sell better. You know, sell our brand better. You know, we want to help you guys sell our brand better. So that's the purpose of us, you know, wanting to work closely with you, and Ms. Waajid wanting to educate you even more so that you have you're equipped when you go out there to sell our brands. Yeah.
Okay, and any more questions about Protective Styles or Apple Aloe? Okay, well, with that being said, guys, we want to thank you for your time. We know it's important. I know it's important. Ms. Waajid knows it's important. Mr. Smith here knows it's important, and especially Khalifa, he knows it's important. We all thank you very much for your time here. Now, we'll come back. What we're going to do is we're going to set up a meeting. We'll come back and we'll do a more formal presentation, and you'll get an opportunity to learn a little bit more about a new collection that we do have coming out. And it's on the table now for Nelson to bring in, called Fro Babies. And we're going to bring it in here. You guys, we're going to educate you on it, and then we'll touch bases again on some of the others, because repetition is very good. And I've learned from you guys that after we normally come back, you've done more homework, and you can tell us pretty much about our brand a lot better than we can tell you about our brand. So we'll look forward to that as well. Okay?